Hello and welcome back to UK CSGO weekly tournament. This is the third tournament, I think.
We haven't come up with a name. We haven't come up with a name for this week's tournament. We had Electric Boogaloo last week, and now we haven't got anything this week.
I mean, the problem is we don't have Viper here, so he came up with the last name. I was hoping he'd come up with something for this week. Unfortunately, nothing on that. Anyway, we will be on our first map of the night, which will be Overpass between Funk and AlwaysOnEco. Obviously, don't really have to say what the maps are, do I?
They're all the same. Overpass and AlwaysOnEco looking to be in a bad situation right now, as they are going to fall and lose the pistol round. So Funk will be the ones to take their side of choice, which I believe they have chosen CT. Yes, they have chosen to stay on the CT side. And we're not wasting any time for once, so we're just going to get straight in and get started with the first match and the first map of our third weekly tournament. Funk versus AlwaysOnEco, or AoE.
I keep getting messages in a second. Professionalism is rip.
Indeed.
Anyway, we're going to be getting into the map. Oh, sorry, into the first round right now. Obviously, first pistol, and both teams going for sort of a fairly standard buy, I'd say. 4 sets of armor on the CT side, 5 on the T side, and it is just going to be a Glock train. Straight rush into that B site. And not finding too much love yet. A trade kill going out at first, and again, not a huge amount actually being found anywhere until Xylon manages to take out Whitey. Trying to stop the bomb getting into that site, trying to give his friend some support, and him and Sentox are still going at it.
And it looks like Katana is the last man alive, and he is going to fall to Diesel. Didn't manage to pick up the kill on Sentox that he had wanted to catch, but in the end that does not matter, because Funk are going to take it back. Their pistol round is going to go to them. They're going to be at the early advantage for this map. And of course it is like CT-sided, so I guess it's not really that surprising in this instance.
Wouldn't be too surprised if it continued, although AlwaysOnEco are going to be able to get that second round buy-in. Just, you know, techs, CZs, and armor. Flashes, actually, which could be quite useful to them when entering on a site. Apart from that, just going for pure damage and maybe a bomb plant if they can. Obviously hoping for that round win, but I wouldn't say it's looking likely right now.
And Mike is going to catch a little tag. He was in a bright spot to do it, and Rathy walked right into his path, but it does look like that AoE are going to be setting up to push onto the B site. Not like probably going to wait for a little bit to get on there, but they do have those flashes, like you said, so they could make good use of that in the end. Eventually, they are just hanging around, waiting for an opportunity. It looks like Katana might just go to short and try push in, but nothing coming out from the AoE side. Being kind of quiet with 1 minute on the clock, they really haven't got a whole lot of time to execute, and looks like they're just kind of trying to scavenge for information at this point.
I think at the moment it's not so much an information players. They want to wait to see if Funk are going to give them anything for free, because a lot of times CTs will get a little bit over aggressive. Unfortunately for them, this time not going to be the case, and they will have to push. It's going to be Cyber in first, takes out one, looking for more, and he is going to find the second as well. That's actually fairly good in terms of entries onto the site. It's now going to be a 5 versus 3 retake situation.
Well, 4 versus
just going to keep raining in. 3 versus 2, in fact, as Reza picks up Katona. And now, looking fairly good for the CT. So they have the better weapons. They have a lot of positional advantage. What they're not finding, though, is the frags. Cavaco, the next one in, unfortunately going to be dropped, leaving... Oh, wait, no, that wasn't Cavaco. That's my bad. Whitey going to be dropped. Leaving just Cavaco, that Tech 9, to try and hold. And Xylon is going to be seeing if he can get that defused, but he has no kit, so I'm not thinking he's going to be able to get this one. Looking to see if he can win the fight with a USP. Why have your FAMAS out? Unfortunately, not going to be his, and it will be AlwaysOnEco taking the second round.
Yeah, I believe it was Reza who did open up a retake onto the site, but didn't manage to get all of it, so it was all in vain. And AlwaysOnEco are going to take their second round going into this one, and they're going to buy up with Galil's, UMP and Mac 10. So going to be playing slow, I think, probably.
I always think that second round win's quite interesting coming out from it. It does put the CTs in a tricky spot. You can see here they are going to just buy up some pistols. Can't really justify the armor just yet, and it's not going to go well for them. So we should be expecting to see AoE taking this third round here. 2 so far, and past that, I don't know, it's anybody's game. Depends what the CTs decide to do, and it's just going to continue going well for Cyber down here in tunnels. He is going to take his second of the round, put it into a 5 versus 3.
And Mazel's going to push up mid. He does catch a glimpse of Reza, does tap fire, but can't catch anything else, as Zaylon is also going to be watching in and looking for some shots. He's going to get 2 digs right there, but Katona quick on the refrag is going to turn it into a 4 versus 2. Meanwhile, the rest of them are all pushed up, and I think that Rafi is recovering for a backstab, as Reza is going to get Whitey back and make it a little bit more even, but Kavako is already getting that bomb down, so he's looking to close this one out. It's all on Reza in bank. Sentox is rotating back into mid, however, it might be a little bit too late. He might be able to stick the backstab if Reza can keep his presence. He is going to get some shots off, and he might get one, but Rafi's already here on the backstab, and he's going to find that right there. And I think Funk have just lost this round at this point. It's all on Sentox, and Katona is looking to get the kill. He is going to close it out with that headshot and take it to 2-1 for AoE.
Honestly, I was actually hoping to see Sentox maybe try and save that Galil, not really go for anything too aggressive in the last few seconds there, because I don't know, I think it was quite clear, even in 1 versus 2, that he probably wasn't going to take that, and it would have given him a little bit more to work with this round. Especially seeing as Funk are going for a little bit of a quasi here. Sentox and Diesel going for probably the strongest buy out their team, just 5-7 armoring it up. The rest of the team all on slightly broken buys.
That Reza is going to be the first man in to catch a glimpse of Cyber in mid. Now, I'm going to kick out too quickly, and they are just looking for early picks through smokes and early information. It does look like the AoE are going to early lurk or early play for B site, making a little bit of noise, probably to attract some attention over, but it does look like there's only 2 players on that site, as Reza might just be in the perfect spot to catch out Cyber, who is pushing up. And that Swag 7 is going to do no damage. Instead, Cyber is going to get a tag off and no kills. Sentox is going to get one back as well. Spraying through the flash. He does pick up one. It's on a 4 versus 4. He might get his second right back here. He does, as Utopia. Sentox is going to get one back as well. Zalian going to get one, Cyber back. It's going to be 3 versus 2. It does look like that. AoE probably looking to push onto the B side, which might be a good call right about now. There's less support right about now. Diesel is going to see a glimpse of one. Can't catch a tag instead. Going to be that 5-7 versus the AK and the Galil. So numbers game it is. Whitey's going to push on through. Does look for one, but Diesel is going to get it back, and Zylan going to get Kavako to close it back out and bring it back to a 2 versus 2 even Steven score.
ET's done a great job there to try and get themselves back into it. Not really working with much, actually working less than AoE were in their, in their eco win. So again, not bad, and it is going to put AoE back down to pistols. I mean, start of a game, how close do you want it to be?
Apparently close is what they're answering. It is 2 versus 2, back on pistols for AoE. It looks like they're going through connector, and I think Zylan might actually catch a glimpse of that, and actually Reza is going to open it up on Katona early on right about now. Zylan is going to get one back on Rathi. It's going to be a 5 versus 3, as it does look like Reza's covering for one long push, but I don't think he's going to find anything. It's Whitey, the last man remaining. The other 2 have gone back to short. I think Kavako making some noise is actually going to trip off Sentox, and he tries to look for the boost. Does catch a glimpse of one, so we can see one, and Sentox looking for one is going to catch the shot right there with the boost right there. Mike Ando falling down finally. Zylan is going to get one more back. Whitey to 4. It's going to be a 4 versus 2, but AoE in a bit of a predicament right now.
I mean, at this point, it is probably more about just getting as much damage into the CT economy as you can. Obviously, hard to build up. Maybe 1 or 2 more kills is probably what they're looking for. They don't have too much invested. Kavako is actually going to find himself an M4, though, to work with now. And if he can take Diesel out, that's going to be an AK for his friend and maybe a chance. Instead, though, it will be Diesel onto Cyber. Kavako in a bit of an awkward position. Still going to be looking for something here. Wants to take someone with him, as I don't think he's really willing to go into the next round with $3,000 on him. Pro 4, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is just going to try and hold on to this in.
Would be the play for the eco round that he's looking for. 1 versus 4. I don't think he's got many other options. He's going to try and get back onto B, but he does not have the bomb. So he's probably just looking for exits. I'm not going to go just looking for those exits pretty much. But 10 seconds on the clock, he's not going to find very much. Funk are going to take this next round and go into it with even stronger. And AoE probably will be able to buy this next one, but Kavako, again, looking for that exit. He's not going to find anything instead. That round is going to be over, and Funk are going to take it to 3 versus 2.
Now I'm seeing why Kavako did decide to save. He has an M4. He has a couple of nades. He still has that P250 on him, and he's going to have more than enough money to buy up some armor and start saving. The rest of his team, it does look, are going to be able to get in a bite as well. Whitey, though, only able to afford the MP7. They could run into some problems there. Guessing he's probably just going to be used as a bit of a scout towards the beginning of the round, see if he can spot anybody out and do some damage before the rest of the team push in. Although at the moment, it doesn't look like they're feeling too rushed to go anywhere.
Well, Cavaco's head back around to the B site, probably to lurk at the moment, while the rest of them are stacked up around the Fountain Playground area. Not too sure how they want to play this right now. Funk have put 3 guys onto B site, so it does look like the AoE have read this well. Reza is going to be watching long, not going to catch a glimpse of anything. They're just waiting around Fountain. Again, probably like you said, waiting for the aggression, but Funk holding their form. They're not going aggressive. They know that time is on their side. They know that they don't have to get cocky, and they can just win this one off just by waiting, pretty much. Although it does look like the AoE are probably looking to rotate. There's one more player that's joined Cavaco over at the B site, and one more coming in from Connector as well. The 2 more players still hanging around that Fountain area. It does look like Reza is going to rotate back onto site, and I think they're probably actually misreading this. It does look like they are trying to go aggressive onto B instead.
I was going to say, more importantly, Bomb's still around that Fountain area, and the 3 Ts down near B are doing everything they can to try and make it look like something's happening on that site. Looked like the early rotate was going to come in from the CTs, but at the moment I think they're wise. I think they've not seen enough presence down there to really warrant full rotates, and so there are still going to be 2 to contend with if they choose to go towards that A site.
It does look like that Cavaco is trying to let that boost spot again to get a glimpse of one more, and there is actually a player sitting at Toxic. Trying to have a glimpse. He does going to catch the head and is going to take him down. So that boost spot working twice in the favour of AoE, as Cyber's also going to catch Reza as well. Zaylan pushes on through, does catch a glimpse of one, is also going to stop the bomb plant. No, he doesn't stop the bomb plant, my mistake. Cyber there to catch off one, but Diesel back on the quick refrags. Cyber coming back against Mike, and it's all on Diesel, who I think is probably the smarter thing for him to save. It's a 4 versus 1. He's got an AK, he can carry that into the next round, along with the armor and the defuse kit. And it looks like AoE are going back to bring it to even again, to 3-3.
Realistically, that was a beautifully executed round coming out of AoE. Losing only 1 player, Whitey should have a chance to upgrade that MP7 at some point. I mean, in general, just how does that boost spot they used work 2 rounds in a row? How are Funk not expecting it? They've seen it happen once, they should know someone could pop up there.
I feel like at this point, now that they know that AoE are using that strategy as to their advantage, they probably might end up thinking about covering their bases whenever they go for a toxic push, or whenever they go for a toxic defense. But it doesn't look like they're going to have enough money to buy up into this one, despite the economic differences and despite losing the round. So it's going to be a full buy coming in from both sides. No AWP on the side of Funk, surprisingly. However, probably to play the long game in terms of money. AoE, early play, looks to head towards Fountain again. Cavaco has the bomb, and he's going to be hanging around there. As Katona is also going to be looking in through Nectar. Also going to catch a glimpse of Xylon, I do believe. He might catch a kill right here. It's actually Xylon's just about going to catch him off. A little bit off form, didn't look in the right place. He's going to catch it off and open up the round for Funk to a 5 versus 4.
Fairly interesting to see that happen, as so far AoE have been very good at staying hidden. This round seeming to go for a little bit more of an aggressive strategy, as Reza is going to spot one out on long. Decides to just smoke himself in, bunker down and see what he can do. Mike going to spot one as well, and this... I mean, it's interesting to see them play aggressive. They lost the initial pick, but at the moment it seems like Funk are scared of them, and for good reason. Whitey with a frag through the fire. Very nice indeed. Brings it back down to even and gives them a little bit more of a chance at this round, but it's not going to last too long. Diesel picks up Cavaco. Mike still fighting the man in Birthday.
I'm surprised he's managing to still fight him. I'm surprised none of them have fallen. It doesn't look like Mike is still trying to get that shot, and he is going to take him down finally to a 4 versus 2. Xylon is in the perfect place to catch off Rathi, and he thinks he's going to do that right about now. Sprays him down. It's all on Whitey in a 1 versus 4, and AoE early picks.
Looks so promising for them. Problem is they just couldn't convert. Well, I mean, it's not even conversion at this point, sorry. They couldn't find any more frags. They took the initial. Whitey managed to get that one. It looked like they could play for more, but they were just... I think they were overextended. The CTs just managed to box them in, take them out. Round over, and Funk back in the lead. I'm not expecting this to last, though, Joe. From what we've seen so far, I'm expecting this to swing right back, and even again at some point in the next 3 rounds.
Well, AoE back to the pistols at this point. Whitey only retaining his rifle from the last round, and that is it right about now. It's all on the eco for AoE, and it does look like they're going to be rushing straight into B site. They're not wasting any time. They're already in. It's going to be on Diesel to catch off the defense, and he is going to catch a glimpse of 1, maybe 2. Gets a smoke out to try defense. He might catch a glimpse also of another player pushing onto site. Sentox is also there, looking for a shot. He is going to take down Cavaco. Diesel finally finding Cyber. Rack is going to fall, and it's a double coming out. Oh, sorry, no, actually, take that back. Only 1 kill for every person on the team. It does look like it's all going to be on Whitey. Where is Whitey, actually? He's actually hiding in the corner. He's going to take down Xylem. But Diesel to get the shot, and it looks like the defuse are going to come in. Funk to bring it back to 5 versus 3, so always on Eco, certainly on Eco. Did lose that one, sadly. And Funk to take the lead again, pretty much.
Funk taking the lead, but AoE did get some consolation in that round. They did manage to get that bomb planted. It's going to give them a little bit more money to spend. And with the cash that I think it was either Cyber or Cavaco had stacked up, they are going to manage to get another full buy-in as he is dropped. So another round that they do definitely have the potential to win, but it's not going to start well. Reza in with a beautiful AWP headshot to pick Whitey off. Cyber is going to manage to respond down in tunnels. And honestly, this should probably end a little bit of a stalemate here. Not too much to happen, as long as both teams are playing passive. But once again, Reza doesn't want to miss with this AWP. He picks up Cavaco as well, takes the AWP out of the T-hands, and gives the advantage back to Funk. He's just got to pray his teammates don't give away any more frags and they can retain it this time.
4 versus 3, Funk with the advantage. AoE in a predicament. It does look like they're going for the birthday play. Zaylon's going to catch a glimpse, but not committing to either side. The bomb has actually been left by one of the players in birthday. And at the moment, they're just probably looking for some picks, looking for the aggression, and that's exactly what Funk are going to give them. Instead, though, they're just going to get answered with shots and frags, more going over to the side of Funk, and it does look like Reza is holding it together with a triple. It's a 4 versus 2. Rafi and Cyber, what can they do here?
Realistically, not a whole lot. I reckon they're just going to be seeing if they can get some picks and make some. Still not looking too good, and Reza's lining himself up for another shot. Watching all the right angles. I think he has an inkling as to where they're going to push. He spots out Cyber. Doesn't find the frag, and Cyber's actually going to take 2 as a result. Rathi coming in as well, but they've forgotten the bomb. This could be disastrous. They have the site. They have to hold off the CT rotations, but the bomb is all the way back in birthday. And with 9 seconds left, you're right, they're not going to be able to do anything. Unless Rathi can find these last 2 frags, that's round over.
Just like JGL all over again. AoE, due to a mistake on their part, lost it, and that's a tragedy for them. They could have very easily taken it back as well if they had kept the bomb, and I think Funk are just probably smiling at themselves at this point. They're going to take the advantage and take the economy as well. Always on Eco, still like Rathi and Cyber saving their rifles from the last round. That's it. You know, it's P250s and no armor for the rest of them.
That is a painful round for AoE. They did so well to get themselves back onto that site, all on the back of Cyber as well. Been putting up numbers so far in this game. They just didn't have the bomb there. Couldn't make anything happen, unfortunately, and that's going to leave them with a bit of an awkward situation, as it will just be Rathi on the AWP, Cyber on an AK, and the rest of the team with just P250s to work with. So another round I'm not really expecting to see them do too much with. Maybe a few frags, and it's going to start badly as well. Katona already out of the question.
And Rez also chiming in on Cavaco, and that's going to be it. But Cyber going to get back 1 back on Diesel, so it's going to be a 3 versus 4. A little bit of potential for Always on Eco, but not a whole lot, as 2 players have already fallen. The B site has been taken, but the bomb is down, and it does look like the Funk have control of this match, or of this round, sorry. I think Simon might just catch a glimpse of Cyber. He does, but he doesn't get the full kill. Going to get fragged instead as Whitey is just looking for something on A. At this point, Razor's just going to take down Cyber, and I think it's going to spell doomsday for the rest of them, because I think Mike knows that Rathi's there, and that AWP is the only thing that always the AoE have.
Didn't know he does now. Sees the flash. Here's the scope. Will be taking that AWP out of their hands and leaving just Whitey 50 to try and clutch this out. We've seen him in 1vx situations before, and it's not gone well. And once again, Gonna get nothing done. Sentox ripping his head off, and that's gonna be 7-3 for Funk. They need to get something done soon if they want to have a chance in the second half.
Well, this might be the time to do it. They're gonna go for almost a full buy. They couldn't get all of it. There's still the MP7 on Rathy. That money being tragic for AoE. Obviously, he was one of the players who saved a gun from a couple rounds ago when AoE almost had that round, and it's not going to start off too well for him. The Cyber is already to fall to Reza. 5 versus 4 as it stands, but it doesn't look like the bomb is going over to the B site right about now through short, and Zaylan's already pushed up, so he could be setting himself up for a beautiful backstab. He might find it, but there's only 2 players on the B site and only 1 also on the A site. I don't think AoE can do much here with that information, but they are looking to push on through. Rathy's going to give away his position and get away. As ooh, that's not a grenade you want to botch right there. Whitey also pushing on through, trying to look for a frag. He's going to get blinded, but slowing things down, AoE are. Oh no, there's that backstab coming in. Zaylan might just catch a glimpse, and he is going to catch the kill right about now, and that's opened up AoE to a world of pain, a 5 versus 3, and all players stuck at short. They have to make a commitment at this point. Look, Zaylan's already rotated back around to get the second backstab. Rathy sees it coming. He might see to challenge, but it's a 5 versus 3, and it does look like the round as a whole is already on the downfall for AoE. 2 versus 5. Katona looking to fall on just 2 health, and he's going to be falling finally. It's all on Cavaco. And 30 seconds, Markando's just going to sit in there and spray him down. Oh no, Cavaco's going to get him back instead. So 1 versus 4, so...
Problem now though is Cavaco is completely surrounded. They know his position and they don't even have to peek him. Being spammed through the wall down to low health, the molly comes in, and Xylon to finish it off with the AK. That is a horrible position to be in. Played it about as well as he could have, and it just didn't work out. AlwaysOnEco once again back in the dumps. They have a bit of money. They could force something here, but at this point it's probably smarter to just quasi it up, save for next round, and hope you can get something in that, I don't know, put you in a slightly better position, because so far they have not managed much.
Oh, full round loss bonus coming in from AoE, and the question you got to ask yourself is, where did they go wrong? Why can't they string together these rounds at this point? Because they were doing so well to keep up with Funk, but it's just not happening anymore. Is Cyber Mike going to jump on Mike? I can though. So it's actually going to go for actually take him down instead. That's a spray on 3. Not going to find any more for the smoke, but 1 kill was enough. Cyber to fall. It's going to be a 5 versus 4. Funk opening up the round. The rest of the AoE side are pushed into Fountain. It looks like they're going to be going short on Birthday, maybe Toilets as well. As Zaylon sprays on through, he's going to get 1, looks for 1 more, but he can't do it. Rathy's going to come on through, but Markando's already in there to take his place, and he's going to spray down for 1 more to turn it into a 4 versus 2. AoE still in a predicament, but they have pushed onto the A site, looking to get that bomb down. I think that is the aim at the moment. They just want to get that money. They just want to get that economy for the next round. Rathy looking to go absolutely close range. He's going to catch a tag off from Raza, but that orb chiming in. And it's all on Cavaco, 1 versus 4, and it does look like Reza is just going to close it out and turn it into a 9 versus 3 for Funk.
You were talking about maybe why AlwaysOnEco aren't doing so well, and I was going to say it's painful to say. It's not something you ever really want to call out as a huge issue, but at this point it might just be down to individual performance. Only one of them sitting on double digits at the moment. That is going to be Cyber on 4. The other 4 ranging from 5 to 2 frags, and 13 rounds into the game, or even 12 rounds into the game as it is that have been played, that's not enough. We need to see something more coming out of them. This is hopefully the round where they're going to get that started, as you said, they are on max round loss bonus and they have a load of AKs. The problem is 3 of them now have just been lost. The AWPs from Funk doing huge work at the beginning of rounds here. And AlwaysOnEco just showing such ridiculous aggression. I mean,
Reza and Zaylon, I think they may have just shut down this entire round. It's all on 2 players. They've got some time to work with, so they could clutch it, but Cavaco and Katola are the only guys left at this point, and it's not looking very nice for them. Does look like 1 is going to go through to connect to area. He might catch a glimpse of Markando. That's all he's going to find. The pop flash does go out as he does peek on through. He's going to see him right there. Does take down Katona. It's all on Cavaco, who's in the worst possible spot you could be in at the moment. Yeah, but do believe that Markando did catch a glimpse of him, so he might be calling that in as Reza's already in to get the backstab.
I don't think he's going for the backstab. I don't think they know where he is at the moment. I think he might have just slipped past as the player wasn't looking, and now he's stuck, although he is going to get spotted out with a molly. gets flushed out of position, and
Oh
Rez
no!
is going for
Don't
the
do
knife.
this!
Brutal,
Don't do this!
and he
No!
finds it as well. 10th round for Funk, found with a knife kill. I mean, if that's not a way to establish yourself as the better team on the server, I do not know what is. And I mean, I can't argue with it at the moment. 10-3, and it does look like the domination's set to continue. As AlwaysOnEco, even with this buyout, I'm not really too hopeful for them, especially if these AWPs get a fast pick. They just need to rein it in a little bit, I think. We've seen them before doing great things. They reined it in. They didn't push out too fast. But now, time and time again, they are taking these early fights. Luckily, don't succumb to anything too awful this time. And actually might do well off of it, as Whitey is on the site, picks the AWP, Rez is down. And now I think only one more to find on that B site if they want to be taking it.
Oh, Mike Ando's already in for the backstab. Check this out. He might just catch up something beautiful with his Cavaco's. The first man he's going to see. He's already been tagged down, but the bomb's going to go falling. Mike Ando's going to see right there, and he is going to take him down and stop that bomb defuse, or stop that bomb plant, sorry, at 1 minute to go. Whitey is going to know he's there, but he's going to smartly back off and save himself for the good opportunity, although Whitey still might catch him off. Cavaco's pushing on through. He is going to catch a glimpse of Sentox. Mike Ando is going to take down Whitey, and Katona going to get him back. It's all on Zalion. So AlwaysOnEco suddenly not on Eco, and they're going to be picking up this round, I do believe, unless Zayon can clutch this 1 versus 3.
I think he's going to be going for it. With this many rounds and this much economy, I don't think it's too much of an ask, and he finds the first as well. 2 more to take, and he has a lot of utility to do it with, alongside the second kill. Now just Rathy S versus Zaylon, and he is going to be trying for it still. Pushes up. Does he know where the player is? Doesn't initially. Switches back to see if he can take him out. Unfortunately, won't be finding the kill. Funk's still sitting on 10. AlwaysOnEco managing to push themselves forward to 4. And they have just got to be hoping they take this final round.
Well, Funk have most certainly won this half. It's on AlwaysOnEco to bring this one as close as they can to him. 10 versus 5 is their best hope at the moment. And that's really what they're going to need for this second half, as it does look like Funk are going pretty damn aggressive right about now.
You're talking about aggression. Look at AlwaysOnEco.
Yeah, I was going to say.
B-site. 1 man already in, ready to do some damage, and unfortunately not going to be finding anything too early on. It is going to be Katona on site. Cavaco, though, the first man to do any damage, and Cyber trying to do something in connector. Unfortunately, gets his face just destroyed as he goes through, and it's unfortunate for AoE. The destruction is going to continue. The CTs putting it into a 3 versus 2 before the bomb's down. And with a player on site and only 1 man remaining on the T side, this is not looking good. Bomb's not with him. CTs are all way away from him and should be aware of where he could potentially come from. I say this is over now, and it's going to be an 11-4 half for Funk.
It did look like I thought it might be somewhat interesting with Funk to come in with the very aggressive play, but it does look like that AoE. It did end up being a case that AoE were to fall and did lose it. It's on Whitey. There's really not much he can get done with this one. Really not much work, not much of any worth. He might catch a back onto Raza, but that's all he's going to find. He's going to get one maybe on Sentox too. He's got 30 seconds, so maybe he could clutch it. Although, that being said, like 17 health and 2 other players, I'm not too sure about that myself. He is going to still try to go for it, of course. No reason not to, but 20 seconds on the clock. Can he make it work? If he does, it will be absolutely beautiful, as he is going to push onto site. The molly does go out, so Mike might just catch him off, although the defuse coming as well. That grenade might just seal the deal, but he's not going to catch it. He is going to spray through the smoke and take down Whitey with just 8 seconds to go. That's all he had. And Funk are going to go for 11-4 after the first half.
What happen if you're on terrorist side? AlwaysOnEco with 4 rounds now. They need to take this next pin. I'm not sure how likely that is. I'm not sure how confident they're going to be feeling after that devastation. I mean, just looking at the frags, and I know frags aren't everything, but 18, 18, 12 compared to 14, 8, 5. The top 3 on both teams. It's looking a little bit dire here.
Like you said, it might just be down to that individual performance. Cyber certainly carrying his team, to say the least. On the AoE side does not look to be that great from them, as they are going to switch sides right about now. Funk are going to be taking the T side. AoE are going to be taking the CT side, and we're going to see if it's all just down to the CT side in this map. The second pistol round coming up.
We can see something magical happen for AlwaysOnEco. Once again, fairly standard pistol round coming out of both sides. Just 4 sets of armor on each. A flash for Xalon as they are going to be raid bossing Sentox on that Funk side. The CT's going to be going for 4 sets of armor, also with 1 man on some nades. And unfortunately, it's not going to be a good start for them. AlwaysOnEco do need to find something soon. Maybe this isn't their round. 1 already down. The T's continuing with that push, and only 1 man actually on the site to try and stop them. That's going to be Whitey. Picks up the first, not finding the second yet, and he's not going to be helped by the fact Cyber has dropped also. Was a 4v4, now a 4 versus 3, and all 3 CTs lining up to try and retake this site, but the T's don't really want to be showing themselves at the moment. Are going to be hiding and hoping that they can't get spotted out, and Xalon is going to start things off with a frag. Whitey, though, trying to do something to stop them. Unfortunately, not going to be successful. Now 1 versus 3 for Cavaco. Makes it a 1 versus 2, but not looking great for him right now.
He's going to get tagged down to just 6 health, so there's not much hope in it for him. The bomb act's ticking away. It doesn't look like Macando is just going to shut him down. 12-4, Funk taking the second pistol round and taking both pistol rounds, in fact. So both times they've come up with a better economy than AoE. I guess true to their name, but still, the future is not looking great for them. I think at best we could be looking for 14. Funk are probably going to take the next 3 rounds. They're probably going to be looking at 14-4 at the beginning of the second half. But meanwhile, check out the push from Funk. They're going straight into connector. Katona is going to fall. I've already opened up Funk have as with the aggression. The aggression just working for him.
AlwaysOnEco still aggressive even on the CT. That's not something you want to see. Funk are going to be exploiting that, and they are going to find another kill as a result of it. Rathy S thinking that pushing through Squeaky was a good idea. Unfortunately, going to find out a little too late. It's not, and another player's gone aggressive as well. Don't see him getting too much done down in Underpass, and it's just going to be frags on frags for Funk at the moment, taking everybody down that they come up against. And the crossfire is going to help them accomplish that with each 1 player left on the AlwaysOnEco side, and that's going to be Whitey dropped as well. 13-4 for Funk. 1 player lost that round. They're not in too much trouble right now.
Funk shutting it down pretty quickly. AoE, it seems that those aggressive strategies aren't working for them too well. They probably want to think about regressing it and taking it back a step, but they're not. Pretty much. They are going for the eco round. They're probably just trying to get it over and done with. They push up mid all the way to Fountain, but they're not going to see any resistance because already Macando's pushed straight into connector, and they're waiting for a lurk. In fact, they're waiting for a push. They're not moving on themselves. In fact, AoE are already setting themselves up for a backstab. There is no defense on B, so it does look like our Funk are going to walk in and just like plant the bomb down pretty much, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Whitey might come in and do some defense. I think he did catch a glimpse in heaven, but here comes Sentox to shut down Cavaco, who's looking for the backstab. There's also 1 more. It's Cyber to fall. Reds are going to get Katona, and it's just slaughtering again from Funk. Here's an eco round, but well, that was ballsy by Whitey to try and get the defuse, but Xalon read it like a book and just shut him down. Funk on 14. AoE going to finally buy up into what might just be their last chance in this game.
Certainly their last chance. If they lose this round, they're sort of screwed. You can see they've cobbled together everything they could to get this buy, and Cyber relegated to a scout, and Katona only been able to buy himself up a FAMAS, so low on utility, low on weapons, low on rounds, low on basically everything at the moment. They are going to have to do something magical this round if they want a decent chance, and this might just be it. You can see that they're going for a little bit more of a passive play now, something that we have been wanting them to do. And initially, at least, they're not going to all be taken out. In fact, Cyber finding a nice bit of tag damage there, and the molly to hold him off. Katona going to be coming in with 1 of his own. Unfortunately, it's not going to last as 2 are replied upon at once. Make that 3, and my GoTV's lagged out.
Same for actually. Oh,
that's not a good sign.
That's not.
I'm just going to assume we're back in. It's going to be a 1 versus 4 for Whitey. He seems to keep finding himself in this situation, and he never seems to do too well out of it. Hopefully he can get something a little bit more heroic than previously done this round, though, as he needs to for his team. 4 people are up against him. He's going to be looking for the first kill. Unfortunately, not going to be his, as Diesel takes him out with only 3 HP remaining. 15-4, Jay. Is there any way you can see them coming out of this?
no, is the short and thick of it. To be honest, like always on Eco, just I think that last gun round was the last chance they had, pretty much, to bring it back, and it's not happened for them. It does look like they are going to be losing it right about now, as in fact they've all pushed onto the B site. They're prepping for the B push, but Cyber might find something here. He might do. There's one player sitting on counter, and he's going to see Sentox tap fires. Can't get the sprays on tap. Can't find it. He's going to get some tags, however. Sentox with the supremely better gun is just going to shut him down instead. And it's Mike Hando to get Katona as well. And always on Eco, just being shut down in an instant. There is little hope for them with an MP9 and a scout. It's not looking too great for them. I think Funk will be advancing to the second round of CSGO Weekly 3. Insert name here.
I was gonna say, once again, always on Eco, not really looking too great, as they have the wrong weapons and the wrong site, apparently. As the bomb gets planted, they are going to realize, decide to turn around and go for it. I mean, it's the last chance they have. Why not try and play it out? Whitey going to be in with the MP9, actually manages to find something with a useless gun, but it's not going to be enough, and that will be the game over. 16-4 to Funk.
How did Reza not see that cross is my big question. It doesn't matter though, they are going to close it out, and it is going to be Funk to advance to the second round on a 16-4 scoreline. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going to bring you the second round coming up very, very soon after this with... what was the map again?